All right, my friends, we are back, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that everybody who is concerned with Guam news watched that very shocking video of the fight involving young students, evidently from Tijan High. Now, I got the man with me right now, Sergeant Paul Tapao. And Sarge, you were saying, as a parent, this really shocked you. As an officer of the law, this really concerned you because it deals with public safety and security. But also, you used it right now, this week, to turn it into an opportunity to reach out to the other kids from the Titan community and actually teach them right from wrong, but also show them the right way to do things.
Absolutely. You know, I want to commend the administrators from Tijan High, and of course the ranks of the Department of Education. Just this Friday, they hosted an assembly, and I was very fortunate to be one of the guest speakers. And it was an opportunity to convey the message about what they can do collectively as a school. And I expressed to the kids that, yes, as a police officer, I was upset for what had happened, but also as a parent, I was concerned, and I felt I was, I had that emotion attachment to it because we are the SROs for Tijan, and I expressed that to the students that a part of me was hurt in a sense that, we're putting the spotlight again on Tijan High.
You're their surrogate father in a lot of ways.
It seems to feel that way, and
yeah.
we've grown.
These are your kids.
We've grown attached to them, and as I was expressing my concerns, and of course conveying the message to the students, I also expressed that when we walk the hallways, we're interacting with the students, giving them parental advice, teaching them from right from wrong, and letting them leading them in a path where they can find success. And to hear about this, it was really something in which it was a dinner table discussion that I had with my wife to include my kids about what we can do collectively, should this situation arise. But now we are asking the community and how we can actually help our foster young minds in becoming better decision makers, because really it's when we say it takes a village to raise a child, it literally does take a village. And again, I want to commend the administrators from Tijan High, Department of Education Superintendent, the school board, the Guam Education School Board, and the visiting centers and the respective mayors that made the effort to come and speak to the kids about how we are all supporting them and we stand behind them regardless of what happened.
Okay, now I want to ask you something about, because like you said, you have been a school resource officer for several months now.
Yes.
At Tijan High. And you and I both know, when you go to a public school, there's a lot of peer pressure, kids are just being kids, right? I'm
Yes.
sure when you first showed up there, you saw like a lot of kids like, man, that guy's Sergeant Tapao, that guy's not so tough, I could take that guy, he's too old, he doesn't get us and everything like that. But when you actually spent time with the kids and you talked to them and they actually saw you, and you're a tall guy, you're a former offensive lineman, and D-tackle too, right?
Yes.
You played Iron Man, right?
Yes.
When they actually saw you, they saw your stature and they saw you there, but more importantly, they saw your character and they saw your heart and the fact that you actually care about them. How did their attitudes change about you being on campus?
Oh man, it shifted. It shifted to really that connection. The connection was immediately made with our officers and understanding why we were there. And I told the officers, you got to interact with the kids. Take advantage of the opportunity that we're here. Provide a lesson for the students so that they can take something back and learn from it. And hearing and meeting some of the stories and some of the life experience that a lot of these students have, you'd be surprised in where they've been and how much they've accomplished and how they've used the education system as a crutch or a network so that they can get ahead. And I was taken back by some of the success stories where these kids have seen the cycle of abuse, have seen the cycle of violence, have seen the cycle of addiction, and how they want to be the ones to break that cycle for their younger siblings. And working collectively with the school administrators, working closely with the students, we've incorporated, and we were inclusive, and we, being partners with Manielos Micronesian Resource Center, a lot of the kids knew us because we were in their neighborhoods, we were talking with them, we were playing basketball with them, so they knew us, and of course they rendered that respect, and it really boiled down to was that respect, that mutual respect that's given from a student, more like a child or a daughter to a parent.
And there is the difference, because unlike maybe the perception of the police force maybe 20, 30 years ago, you're going to show up, you're going to flash your shiny badge, and you're going to wear shades, and you're just going to stand there and you're going to be like, nope, don't do that. Now you're actually participating in their activities. You're asking them, can you teach me how to use Snapchat and TikTok and WhatsApp? Because, that's kind of beyond me. But, get me to where you are, because I genuinely want to help you.
Yeah, and you're
it's
spot
empathy.
on. It's spot on because we can relate to them because I have a daughter that's their age, and they know my daughter, and it was really understanding what they do and what happened, and I left that assembly telling the kids, telling the students, don't let what happened in the past define who you are. You're Titans. I even told them, Greek mythology, the mortals looked up to the gods and the Titans.
Yep.
Be that, and we,
And the Titans were stronger than the gods.
inspire them so that they can continue to find success. And it was a great send-off because they are sending a team, the Air Force Academy or the Air Force Cadet. Senior Jerry and his staff, Colonel Flores have done great wonders with the community. They've assisted us with our community events. They have assisted the many events, community events. One to appreciate is the network that they've established with the Special Olympics Guam and hosting it with the Guam Football Association. So these are some of the small things that the community is not seeing. And I express it to the students: shine, radiant, be radiant like a sun, and let the community see who the true Titans are. And this is something is, we took something that happened and we reiterated that this is not going to define who you are as Titans.
Okay, well, I do want to get your thoughts on maybe some more mythology in just a second, but we do have the crime of the week to get to.
Yes, this is a robbery that unfortunately occurred at the Limtiaco Cemetery in the Mid-Hill. So please, if anybody has information, submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com.
Okay, everybody, a cemetery. Here's what you need to know.
On Tuesday, March 3rd, officers from the Southern Precinct Command entertained a robbery complaint that occurred at the Limtiaco Cemetery in Nimitz Hill PD. Now, the preliminary police report suggests that shortly after 12 p.m., a male victim, while at the cemetery, was assaulted by two unknown men who later took the victim's cell phone and his wallet containing cash. The male suspects were last seen fleeing in a silver Scion Xbox in an unknown direction. As a result of the attack, the victim was transported to Guam Memorial Hospital for treatment and care relative to injuries he sustained. And the Guam Crime Stoppers is seeking the help from the community relative to this case. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
Okay, so Sarge, you were making reference again to Greek mythology, saying like the Titans and the gods or anything like that. You know what, everybody? You talk about the Avengers, and that's the thing on everybody's mind about Earth's mightiest heroes. I'm going to take GPD. That's Guam's mightiest heroes right now. But you guys are all very humble. You don't get too big-headed with your jobs, your responsibilities, but you know your mission. You go out, and I would say you're doing a really, really good job with these kids.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And when we're there at the schools, when all these incidents happen, especially that happened with the viral video, I was really, I took it personally because that's our baby. Like what you said, we're surrogate parents, and this is our responsibility. So, I repeatedly thank the kids for accepting us and welcoming the Guam Police Department into the Teason family. And again, this is a learning experience. We continue to learn and grow, and we better ourselves on these type of incidents. And this is what makes each and every one of us better and stewards of the community.
And I don't know, Sarge, if you remember this as we head into commercial break, but I remember after the JFK riot several years ago, you went out there and you said, you went to the JFK kids and you're like, okay, we're going to talk to you, we're going to try and reach out to you, but this ain't happening on my watch.
Absolutely.
And you're like, I care about you guys. I want to make sure you guys have a productive, positive learning environment, and we can't have this.
Yep, that's exactly what we're trying to teach the students there. And these students are going to graduate to be productive citizens within our society. So, continue to work, and the challenges that is in front of them, these are the challenges that they need to better themselves.
All right, Sarge, we appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, that's a good word from a good man, everybody. Please stay tuned. We're back after this.